I think this one's going to be 2-0 to DiNG, to be honest. I think it's just going to be the experience is going to be the thing that comes through for DiNG here.
Well, let's see. I wouldn't say they were shining on the last mines. I was watching them, so maybe they have something improved. And who cares, might just surprise them mainly in defense.
Are we going to get a Meritorious on the thing? No, we're going to get I was thinking Meritorious on artillery. But we're not. So there's a little bit of a whoopsie there with camouflage on one observer side.
Yeah,
so
one of the observers has Kazna
still
camo
got Kazna crew. But well, we'll just have to run with that. Who Cares actually has a blue and white camo, I believe. We'll see it from the correct observer. No, actually, my bad. It's red. So I couldn't have got that.
That's a Suba.
That's what?
Blue and white is a Suba.
Blue and white's the Suba, so it is, yeah. So, Who Cares? Actually, their camo is quite... I like it because it's bold. It's really different from everyone else. Oh, Breakneck! Take one in the face there. That was from Pashka Piska?
Yeah, Break took a shot, but there is so many heavy tanks there in this lineup. Another shot coming in.
Laddie. Back off from that area. They know where you are. Back off safely. Nice damage initially coming out here for Who Cares against DiNG.
Number 1 in his E4, sitting in corner. He will be designated to decap a number 2 cap if something happens there, but I don't think that's an option here for DiNG anyways. Especially, the only advantage they really have is they have a tier 10 medium, but that's lost with Breakneck losing 1k HP now, so they will have to think of something else. And I don't think Who Cares is actually going to try to muster up and push as we've seen previously done by Savage Squad. So these guys will just sit and wait for DiNG to probably try and suicide like a wave, but we've already seen that something like this can be broken when you push from that 8-9 line.
Viewpoint here from Meritorious, just advancing through the north of the map. So it looks like DiNG initially going to posture to come down perhaps 8-9 line, although they have middle control as well. Breakneck was on the island on the 1 line. He's still there, but it's taken damage already. Damaged viewport as well, so it's going to affect his vision range.
He wouldn't spot that light easily anyways. The main question for me is how many tanks will they commit to push from the village side and how many from elsewhere. Because it does seem that's the only way you can deal with this. Now this is just some blind shooting by Hulk, but it's not going to trigger anyone. Like, to pen any of that, that would be a miracle.
Lucky Blast is playing peekaboo with Break, getting himself spotted. But I mean, as you're saying before, that T100 is like a squash tank. It's very frustrating to shoot at sometimes, especially from distance.
Slow advance of the mouse is as expected. They have to go around so they don't get shot. They're gonna get advanced on.
Okay, so it's double wrong camo as well because Shockish was just had Shockish just had Savage Squad's camo there. Look, yeah. So double wrong camo from this viewpoint. So somebody's not switched camos from previous. Okay, that would know addition. Never mind. Okay, never mind. My bad. Let's not focus on that. Tanks look pretty. We know this is DiNG. So viewpoint here, Alien and his mouse. Shenya?
Senya.
God damn it. You know what's confusing me is because my uncle's dog's called Shaney, and that's why I'm getting Shaney in my head.
Gramek sitting behind the house, expected. DiNG is just like probing their chances. Are they going to rotate? Mouse is away.
Okay, this is interesting.
Oh, it's not interesting. It's gonna last forever.
No, I mean, like it's interesting. It's interesting that they've changed their mind after getting position there. It's like they could smell it out. You see, Karitz is moving down off the hill as well, or just moving himself around the corner. Are they going to send Mousies down across the island? Or are they going to send Mary and Hulknick?
Well, there was that old tactic where you push Mousies across the island and then you try to dominate positions like that, while they're bouncing the shells. But I don't think this is one of those games. I'm not sure even do they have enough time, man. Like, it takes a while.
It takes them so long to rotate around the other side. And Who Cares haven't taken any
damage.
damage.
But they're doing exactly that, actually.
Who
Maybe
cares?
Mouse will just go over the hill.
Through the middle. It looks like they're grouping up to do that, although Shockish is going a bit wide.
Yeah, it's going to be a variation of what Oops did. So you remember they put only Milosh as a single mouse right there in the middle to absorb the shots, and then they pushed with Bachats and whatever they had along the water to create a crossfire.
Providing they can get the shots to counter, this can work really well if they can get the shots to land. Now, DiNG or Pure being spotted out here by Hulknick. Hulknick didn't get himself spotted in counter, but he would have known it would be in that area. DiNG gathering up their forces on the 1-2 line here, ready to push down. Alien's ready to push over, but Shockish is so slow at the back. Fast, Snake, fast.
So yeah, Alien will be the solo mouse who will try to occupy their attention there on a corner. I guess Shockish will try to soak up the damage from the other side. Takes a while, guys. Bear with it. It's gonna take another minute or so before anything happens. If you have something to do, do it now and just come back.
Could just put on some like elevator music right now. So just sit in silence while the while we just follow Shockish moving over.
Which one? With the Scottish
Aye,
dialogue?
not that elevator one. No, we are not.
The one you never saw in your life, right?
That number above 10 is not getting mentioned. That one, someone links to me every 3 months. Hey, you saw this video of the Scottish guy in an elevator? Like, no, thank you. I've never seen that before in my life.
Been there, done that, yeah.
That was so good. Hey, have you saw this video? Yes, Mojo, about 16 times. Right, now, DiNG and Who Cares. Here we go. March of the Mouse down the 1-2 line. Alien's going to push over at the same time. Now, what's this? Can they push as Breakneck? Okay, he's doing a back click. No.
He's doing nothing.
Oh, laddie, don't worry. Nobody saw that one, Breakneck. Yeah, that's changed a lot. Now, Shockish is going to go first. He's going to try and bait some stuff out. Is everyone else going to run over? Shockish is going to drop down. He's just going to drop down.
Yes, because he's going to track some fire, and then the fast tanks will just push behind him, which was done before break. Like, what? Come on, man. Even ducking can do this.
Hey, wow. Wow.
Witnessed.
Shockish pushing across here the water, not really taking any hot shots. I mean, Who Cares must really be expecting everything else. Look at their tanks now. Mary spotted, Karitsan spotted, Hulknick is spotted as well on the island. Are they going to continue to route? By the time Breakneck climbs up here, I think the Mousies might have made it across the map. Breakneck fails for a third time now.
Who's counting anymore? It doesn't matter. The action is elsewhere.
Shockish has got himself all the way over here safe. Gremic now getting shot at here for Who Cares. He's down to half health. So this is nice shooting from DiNG, and now Lucky Blast is in a dangerous position because now they can focus into him.
Yeah, he's gonna be in a world of trouble,
Mary!
but look at the damage coming into Meritorious here, and Lucky Blast actually might end him in the next shot.
Lucky Blast has got Mary tracked. Mary's coming off reload as well. So the thing is they haven't shot Lucky Blast. So Mary gets dropped by Lucky Blast. Lucky Blast still has a good amount of HP left. Now Karitz can start doing damage to him. That low profile of his tank able to keep him from getting shots there back from the tanks of DiNG.
It doesn't look like actually DiNG still got the hang of new mines in attack, because this didn't look that well so far. They did manage to take away the light now, but the price of paying Mary for that is not really good. Also, Break being on half HP is equally bad. Still, about 3,500 HP advantage here for Who Cares. Number of the guns is the same, and they still have their positions.
Break's just sitting in that tower as if to say, what am I going to do, guys? Should I go and try it again? He is trying it again. This is
he
like
tried it a couple of more
This is
times.
like attempt number 7, I think, right now. Maybe he's just practicing. He's like, guys, give me time to practice. I'm sure Daki will be messaging him saying, hey, mate, do you want some lessons on how to do the climb? Because I can do it.
Everything for a monetary value.
Yeah. Now, they've advanced up. Shot coming here. Oh, Shockish. 8-2-4 in the face from number 1 there, and that is not what he wants at all. Didn't connect with the return shot.
That's the end of the peaking for Shockish.
And DiNG are just bleeding HP here.
Yeah, but pure ducking is also gonna fall, so that will at least be good for them. 5 guns compared to the 6 that DiNG has. They can now actually effectively put Break in a cap, so there's much better use of him than climbing.
Break able to get into the cap circle now and start farming. Now Hulknick is going to play protect teammate. Number 1 is the only one who can come out to do resets initially. If they can focus him. Now that's nice from Karitz, but he didn't pen there.
Doesn't matter. He's holding him off, and there are other people who can actually shoot him when the time comes.
3 tanks in the cap circle now.
Yeah, this is a super big problem for them now, because they have to suicide someone. Like, they chose Andre. Andre, formerly known as Cactus, who watched them play before.
Alien looking for a tracking shot here in the back. Nicely done there by Alien. That tracking shot was enough done. 7 seconds, although Senya just moved out the cap circle.
Oh my god, he resetted himself. They might lose a game because of that.
Senya moving out the cap circle here could have thrown it. Now it's going to come to a team battle here. Who can actually focus the guns most? This is where I thought that DiNG's kind of discipline and experience would work in their favour. They have dropped Andre. They're going to try and focus now into Gremic, it looks like, and number one at the same time. So many tanks here on DiNG now, down to a one-shot.
Blocking number one here. Like,
straight up blocking number one. We're down to 5 seconds. Senti's going to have to push in, down to 2 seconds. There's a reset coming in, back to 7 seconds. Pashka now is going to be the next one to move in, try and get the reset. Senya is now blocking for the rest of his teammates. Pashka kills Senya, but we're back down to 3 seconds. It's right down to the wire here, but does Who Care have any guns? They don't. There is the cap there by DiNG, right to the wire. Chaos. Senya, you almost threw it for the team there. I'm sorry to point you out like that.
Even Pashka here threw it because he knew Senya is the guy with the least amount of cap, and still he just shot the first guy he saw instead of shooting the guys in the back.
Did the match timer run out?
No. It was a cap, as far as I know. Time ended 1 second? I didn't even see
I just thought I saw the red thing at the top, and I was like, wait a minute, did they run out of time?
Unbloody believable!
Holy sugar.
Well, Senya definitely did.
Game of Throws, big time, big time. Well done, Who Cares, for
well
running
done for
the clock
what?
out.
Running the clock out by accident for 1 second.
Wow, I don't think it was
maybe even half a second.
It was accident by us not watching it, but they forced DiNG to make the move in at the last minutes of the battle. But okay, DiNG could have had it captured earlier. Number one rule: if you're sitting in the cap circle, don't move out the cap circle unless just don't. They had it. There wasn't a reset coming in. They actually had that.
No, there was like 5 or 6 seconds when he left the cap.
He knocked it back by quite a bit. Wow. Okay. First one to Who Cares.
Unbloody believable.
Yes. Yeah. Try not to swear. Really surprised by
that
one.
That's like
no, I want to swear. It was really unbelievable. It was done. Cheers, Bobby. Cheers. Thanks very much for that. Now,
you're so speechless, Ryan. Well, DiNG actually flunked it. It looked like they're gonna win. It looked everything went in their favor. It didn't look really smooth. It didn't feel right. I mean, Mary died too easy, especially to the light. But we completely didn't see the timer, and those rotation by mouse tanks took quite a while.
Flunked it is a polite way to put it. Mary coming back out here on artillery. They're also taking Senya in a light, so that's it's a lot of potential damage or armor to trade being given up there for those 2 tanks. Now,
if there is a strong push through the village or something, it's going to be really hard to hold them off.
Yeah, Who Cares now on the attack, DiNG on the defense. DiNG, I'd say, gambling a little bit with this lineup. If Who Care, if they group up and go for something, DiNG could really not be ready to receive it. But will they do that? That's the big question.
But look at the setup by Who Cares. 4 batshots. 4 batshots. That means they're gonna go a YOLO somewhere. And that YOLO, it looks like we can obviously see it, is probably from the 1 line. They might try to bait it from the village side with someone, but we will see.
Looks like, I mean, Senti's up on the hill using the normal proxy area. Doesn't see anything just yet. Pashka Pizza moving up in the middle with Andre, and Pure is going over on the right-hand side. Breakneck will spot that out fairly quick. And at what time will these backchats run? Yep. At what time will the backchats run, and how much or how accurately can DiNG then land their shots as they do make that push?
This is a really dangerous position for Break also. Because if there is any kind of strong push, he will be spotted really early and there will be no running away.
So Alien trading off with Pure King. Now look at this, Pashka Pizza moving up with Andre. Pashka actually taking a big bit of damage there. 700, 300 now coming in as well. Then another shot coming into him. Now the Batchats are starting to gather up on the island, as you can see on the minimap on the left-hand side. They're about to make their push. They are spotted out, so they're going now. Can't see how much damage DiNG can do on the move here.
Alien took already 1k damage here. I mean, if they don't shut one Batchat down, and they can't because they are not really well positioned, it's gonna be a problem. This light tank will have nowhere to run away. These two guys will make sure look at the damage that Breakneck is taking, that Ilian is taking, and they can't really deal with it. I mean, they will kill pure ducking now because they will probably have an overmatch, but they will lose the light and they will lose this side of the map.
Pure's getting focused down here. He's taken a lot of damage, but they've lost Breakneck already. Exactly as you said, Mojo. Breakneck being overexposed there has gone down really quickly. That's one of their strongest damage dealers here in DiNG, and that's 2 matches in a row, where, sorry, 2 rounds in a row where Breakneck has been all but ineffective and not in the battle at all.
Oh my god, Ilian is pretty much on one shot now. Here, Senya will fall to the Bachats for sure. They will lose spotting potential there. That will mean that Korit will be wide open for any kind of action. I mean, we are watching actually 2-0 lead for Who Cares, probably very soon.
We are watching DiNG being dismantled here. Now, Who Cares? I've lost a 1-1-3. That's Pure the King. Pashka is about to go down as well.
Big shot by E4 coming in on Pashka now, so he might get shut down. We're gonna have to see Bachats need to come off the reload, and we need to see their plays, because if GC does a really huge shot on some of them, he still might win the game for DiNG. Yep. And DiNG is still higher on HP.
This is what I was slightly worried about with DiNG, is the trade potential. I mean, Mertorius has to land a lot of shots and do a lot of damage here to be able to bring DiNG back into it. Shot lets fly, nice hit into Gremic there.
It's just
so
a few hundred of HP.
Takes him a little bit more, so I mean, if DiNG can keep the shots disciplined and keep the shots focused, they can still come back into this. But right now,
this is a bit more.
It's a struggle.
Lucky Blast took another shell here from Korit, but they're positioned now to clip him. If Korit falls, it's gonna probably be a domino effect. Let's not forget that Ilian is in really low HP here, so that will make only Hulk and Shokish any kind of fighting guns. Lucky Blast did his clip, but Korit is still alive. That means someone else will have to come to finish him off, or they're gonna have to wait for Lucky Blast to reload, take a shell from Korit probably, and then finish him off.
Korit's still able to get one shot out. Now look at this, Andre.
Korit's dead driver, dead loader,
aim across
man.
middle. Number 1 getting splashed by artillery there, getting hit by artillery down to 21 HP. So DiNG are continuing to chip away at the HP. They need to give time for Mary to be able to do this, but Who Cares don't want to give them time. They know that the longer they sit here, the more chances that artillery is going to have to pick them off and do damage.
And there we go, Gremic actually finished him off. He found an angle. Arty needs to finish someone off. They need to lower the number of the guns of Who Cares if they want to stay in this game.
6 tanks here for Who Cares against 3 now of DiNG's. Best effectively 2 and 1 artillery. Exactly as I was worried about with DiNG here. You have that light, you have that artillery. It effectively removes the ability to be able to trade with tanks, and if Who Cares just go aggressive into them, then DiNG lose their trading potential. And look at this, Gremic getting a double kill now on Shokish. Hulknick now is getting rushed by Senti. He can just get round the side of him and start clipping out.
Did he get shot by his own teammate?
Yeah, because he went round the wrong side of Hulknick there. So team damage coming in at this stage, but it doesn't quite matter. Hulknick is alive on only 151 health. There's only Mary as well. I mean, everyone's a one-shot for Hulknick, but he doesn't have HP.
Andre is not. Andre has 1100 HP, so he's a factor. Mary managed to kill Gremic, but
Hulknick's dropped now as well.
Number 1 finished off Hulk. Mary's in reload, so they're just gonna go and Wolfpack him.
Pashka can sit in the cap circle. Cap circle is going to run down 5 seconds. Here comes Lucky Blast to deal with Mary, but Lucky Blast on a reload, but number 1 isn't, as number 1 picks up the multi-kill, picking himself up there, a good amount of damage, and well, DiNG are down 2-0 already. My prediction is gone, and well, there you go.
Well, that one is done and dusted for sure, but might can still happen because there are plenty of the maps that DiNG is dominant on, but so far their performance on mines is weak. Even
Who could have expected
matches,
this? Come on.
They had 1-1. Well, when you saw the lineup on the start of the game, you could say, yes, you could expect this.
Okay, but I mean, before nobody could have really predicted
I was hoping they will play with something different. This was too passive.
Yeah.
Like too passive. And these passive lineups actually don't work. We saw already
I think that's
a third match today on Mines that's lost in defense. And I don't think it's because Mines is just like a bad map for defense. I think they're just over-experimenting with super heavy tanks.
Yeah, I think Mines, we said earlier on how it's been a small map. I think sometimes the defense has been a bit too static. They're being a bit too much like, we'll just sit here and you come to us, and they're losing map coverage, they're losing map position for that, so when the attacking team does make a move,
sooner or later defenders will start attacking the middle.
Yeah, I think
taking care of it.
I think that's going to be something that you're going to have to start getting aggressive defense here on Mines. because it's been broken quite often now, and it's starting to look like an attack-favored map.
Well, everyone was hoping, like in the past season, when E4s were introduced into defensive mines, like in that campy kind of setup, that they'll just score some easy wins without much planning. In defense, it's not an option anymore. Already after 1 week of playing, it's not an option anymore, and everyone will have to change how they're playing it. But the next map will be Himmelsdorf, and we know that map really well.
Yeah, it's a map DiNG have played plenty of times. I mean, they're going to have to come back really strong in this one, really, to 2-0, because if it goes 3-1, if it's a 1-1 trade, then it's then that's who cares with a bit of a head start here.
Yeah, but we've seen DiNG starting really bad into the matches and then coming back into the play. They were down against Kazna. 3-1 was for Kazna, and then they won just 4 games in a row. So it's not something unheard of. I don't believe that's FV405, but let's see, DiNG is attacking. It's an possibility, but I'm just going to wait.
There it's there on screen at the bottom.
I'm just going to wait.
As you just saw it in the tank lineup at the bottom, the camera panning across the tanks. That's how I've been making sure that the lineups top and bottom are the same. So yeah, FV 4005. We've seen this used plenty of times here on Himmelsdorf. Now, there's the tanks moving out already. Who cares? Rushing down the rail line. Who cares? Red side defending, DiNG, blue side attacking. And what can DiNG do to get back into this match? Because right now, they are 2-0 down and not where they want to be.
Let's see. Who cares? He has E4 and E3. You know that they will probably be on the rail and then later coming back to cover the other side. But the interesting thing is they're pushing Lucky Blast toward the sandbags, and he is still covered by 2 tanks behind him. So not a super strong presence of Who Cares on the rail, and Shokish is still not climbing up the hill.
Shokish did try and get a shot over at that IS-7 but didn't connect. Breakneck sliding out, which is very bold because they know that
they're just trying to scare off
IS-7 is in that area. Now Alien pushing over now as well.
Shokish can pull a shell through that window where pure ducking is. When he goes up the hill, he can just preempt that spot and splash him out, or even pen if the shell goes through, which is a chance that can happen, but not a guaranteed one. Senti is the main defense for Gremek because Andrei will probably not even see them if they push him. So Gremek has to play super careful because he cannot really sustain push of 2 mouses.
Yeah, you have a hell of a run to get out of there as well to not take any shots there. So Alien snapshots and missed. Gremek hasn't shot yet, didn't want to shoot until he had a clear shot. He needs to really pick his shots carefully with the mouse, especially when you're shooting at longer distance.
DiNG used to have a couple of the tactics for Himmel, one of them involving a super strong push on the lower side of the map where you saw Alien now. But obviously they're choosing not so because they don't want to give more lead to Who Cares by anything careless. So it's a bit of slower game. They're still trying to see their way in. What are the positions? Gremek took a shot now from Alien, so I guess a bit too much peeking. And he's pulling back because one more shot would render him really, really vulnerable to Breakneck.
Shokish has moved along from that gap in the wall, so he's moving up towards the castle area. Has a tank right in front of him as well, so they're setting up to do something on the 0 line. 2 heavies over there, so it's Karitz and Senya there with him. Shokish now turning back around, wanting to try and have a second shot here down into Pure DiNG, it looks like. Now, Alien and Breakneck have also backed off. Only Hulkneck is down there, so DiNG are posturing to come over the castle side, Mojo, and then come down the AB line.
Yeah, but the defense there is still very strong. I mean, DiNG didn't really spot them out, and they still don't know where the mouse tanks are, so we will have to see what is exactly their plan. Also, that FVTD, yeah, it's very nice. You can do a lot of shots, but you can't peek first because you will get shot.
Oh, unlucky there from number 1, Love Claudia. Not getting a...
Don't use that voice, please. That sounded so wrong.
Not getting the damage in there. We've seen earlier on the viewpoint from Pashka Pitska back up in the base here. Now we're seeing Pure DiNG, Pure DAK1NG.
Pure ducking.
At first I thought it was Dake. I was like, what? Somebody's like named their account after Dake?
It's a possibility, man. He's
Possibly.
a famous person.
Possibly. He is the famous streamer.
And a lovable one, you know that.
The famous streamer, the Killzone. So Senya and Karitz with Shokish going to come down here. Are they going to do the attack?
Shokish is always the support. Koritz is getting a bit pummeled by these tanks, but it's nothing to happen. Yeah, he's safe now.
But he's okay now because he's just round that edge. They're going to say there used to be the old tactic of you would have the E3 there and you would have the FV aim over the top of him, but we've not seen that for a long time.
Well, FV is now aiming because he's expecting someone might be at the window, but there is no one there, we know that. But the E3s will approach eventually, so he will have his target. Number one taking first damage in, but it's nothing special, it's still a mouse. DiNG is gathering all of their forces for this side of the map, and if they gather up faster, then who cares? They might actually team them up well.
Well, we're going to get an interesting team fight in just a second.
FV is coming down from the hill also.
Oh, this is bold, Shokish.
Who is in a corner there? Lucky Blast?
Lucky Blast, yep. So it's 5A. And they're still aiming up. They're still aiming up the hill, but nobody's there. Oh, Shokish.
No, it's okay. Like, if Lucky Blast picks again, it's gonna be a huge pain for him. If Pashka actually angles his tank backwards, it's gonna be even worse. And Pashka is getting slowly farmed, man. The meritorious death spot is really not working for them.
Oh, look at this. Oh, DiNG are on the prowl. Pashka is getting wrecked here, actually, in a position. It's a really, I mean, everyone who goes there dies, Mojo. Like, this is, if you're in any team and your teammates tell you to hold that position, what they're saying is, mate, go there and die. They're always, and it's Mary. Mary's like, mate, I know that spot better than anyone. I'll get the shots in, don't worry.
They should really make a graffiti there, for sure.
Spray tag on the wall. Mary was
look at
here.
this. DiNG actually didn't expect this. They expected they will actually have to shoot from this side of the street also to finish him. But they're like, okay, he didn't angle his mouse really well. We'll take what you give us, no problem.
Gremic trading off here with Breakneck, not going really well for either of them. But
Mighty Bachat armor again.
Pure taking another bit of damage. Andre now in his E3 taking.
Look at the counter push by DiNG now. They're flanking on Gremic. Gremic's gonna fall, and they're gonna just fall like dominoes now. So DiNG is coming back to this game really strong.
The road given up there earlier on already. Eileen's now the only one holding it, and this is where Who Cares are trying to come back down. Mertori's taking a bit more damage. This is dangerous as well because Shokish can peek out. He looks like Shokish at the top. You can see on the minimap is going to peek around, try and get shot into Lucky Blast. So watch the HP of Lucky Blast in a second if Shokish connects with that. Looks like actually he has saved. Lucky Blast has moved away. Shokish is going around the top looking for damage. Pure Daki taking a bit more damage. C9 is taking damage there for DiNG as well. But look at this. We're looking at Lucky Blast and Mertori. Shokish just chasing him around the thing. Shokish wants that shot. He shoots and he connects. 770 into the rear end there. So he's letting Mary survive just a bit longer. Just a bit longer. Shokish is now coming for reloads. But look at this. Senti now chasing Shokish. So Shokish is on the run because Lucky Blast has just dropped Shenya. And now Shokish is in a dangerous position and he's unsupported as well.
Yeah, but don't forget that the rest of the team is stomping the remaining forces of Who Cares. So Shokish effectively only thing he needs to do is pen one shell. Pen one shell and his job is done for this game. And there we go. Lucky Blast is on one shot for everyone else now. So he may finish Shokish, but it will not really change the course of the game because Breakneck is on 100% of HP. Probably angry about the last games on mines he played, and he will farm them.
Breakneck coming in to do a lot more damage. Andre holding off Shenya and Koritz here. Number one backing off. He doesn't have a lot of health to play with. Senti still got all his health in his E4, so TD still in there. But like you said, Mojo, Breakneck coming in to start clear up duty. He gets a double kill there. He's got 4 shells in the magazine there, and he's looking for who else he can shoot. He can perhaps go into the rear end of Andre now, which he's going to do. Little peekaboo. Andre's stuck between. Does he back off? Does he move? Nope. Breakneck now on a triple kill. I'm wondering if he's going to reload after that. He's going to keep his 2 shots.
Why would he? There is 2 shots. If he puts a reload, he's not going to fire a single shell until the end of the game. And he knows it.
Senya now drops another tank there of Who Cares. And all we have left is Senti. Breakneck coming round to get his last shot into the face of Senti. He's going to drive away while he's on reload. Eileen's going to come round and finish him off. And there we have it. DiNG taking a round back here from Who Cares. So it's back to 2-1. And DiNG starting to come back into this game now after losing the first 2 rounds.
Well, this was definitely the DiNG we were more used to. Their performance on mines is more than questionable, and I believe they'll go back to the drawing board, maybe even to the banning board, who knows.
Yeah.
But definitely on Himmelsorf is more like their ground. They found easily the weak spots in defense of Who Cares, pressed every correct button. That FVTD, okay, it served the purpose. He fired a couple of the shots, pressure shots in the back. More than a
5
couple,
shots, yeah.
3K actually, he managed to farm. But the important thing is they managed to farm that mouse without even pressuring from other side. I was expecting maybe they will put an FV below him together with 1 or 2 tanks to shoot in frontal, while someone else will be in the back. But even this worked very well. And this is just like map knowledge, you could see. Map knowledge was much better on their side. The systematics, like everyone knows when you play the Gold League before, when you train against a Russian team on Himmelsdorf, that was like the worst.
You ban
learning.
Himmelsdorf.
No, that's like a worst learning experience. You get spanked
Yeah.
so much.
How
man.
did it go in Himmelsdorf? Well, we know how to lose in Himmelsdorf now. You don't play Russians in Himmelsdorf, is the old saying in the league. You don't play Russians.
Well, the
in
team's
Himmelsdorf.
progressed a lot so far. I mean, streaming helps quite a bit because you can see all the tactics, but still the coordination and knowledge of the map is usually on their side. But we will see how it goes now. DiNG is defending. I'm interested to see will they play like some kind of static defense again, or they're just gonna go for it.
Yeah.
They rarely go for it.
I mean, yeah, I always like more aggressive defense. I like aggressive attacks as well. Sometimes go hard on this map is really...
You like everything aggressive, Ryan?
Well, easy, Mojo. I like it frustrates me when go hard play this when they're on the attack because they sit back a lot of the time. They always go into the bottom side of the map, the south side of the map, and they sit about and don't really kind of pressure anything. It's like they're trying to set up traps. Now, Type 5 Heavy coming out here for DiNG.
Oh my god, Meritorious he has eyes for.
Mary in the IS4. So Mary's going to die. We can tell you the exact place where Mary's going to die. We can point it out for you. Which is wait till we get the map up. I'll tell you the exact coordinates where you can expect to see Mary's tank and where he'll be wrecked. So if you look at base number 2, pretty much exactly where the 2 is.
Yeah, but look at the lineup of who cares. It's like they're playing Prokhorovka, man. 5 Vizets and 2 Bachas. Let's see what they will do actually because DiNG is doing predictable thing.
Is Mary going to his normal resting spot or is he going to go to A5? I think he's going to go to A5 instead this time, Mojo. He's not going to his usual graveyard. And look at this, hyper-aggression coming out here from Who Cares, going straight up the banana road. Well, Lucky Blast is the only tank down south, but has DiNG read this, Mojo? Look at the gun line lined up here.
Breakneck's position is completely off the charts. He even didn't go to the rail because he was afraid he's gonna get stomped by them. There we go, 8-line push. There are some connections here, left and right, but not enough. Gramek and the guys have a lot of HP to play with. This is super aggressive. 7 guys all in, counting that maybe DiNG tanks will not be numbered, and they're just gonna use the high DPM. You can see Breakneck is running away. He's just trying to make sure he can do the shots if they push.
Now this is interesting. So WZ5A is being used for effectively a cap rush tactic. DiNG are scrambling to try and form a gun line here to set up a defense. And look at this, Lucky Blast down the bottom is still distracting Machenia.
So I guess this is a simplistic way of saying we're going to pressure the cap. If they come for us, we're going to push one side all in with all tanks we have and see what happens. That's basically the why.
Pashka Piska sitting down here trading off with Hulkneck. Lucky Blast is now going to have to chill out against Breakneck. Remember here, Breakneck took 580 damage at the start of that. Breakneck is clipping out into Lucky Blast. No shots coming out into him, so Breakneck has landed a couple of them, but Lucky Blast has a full clip. Breakneck only has 2, so if Lucky Blast knew that, he could go in, but look at that, a nice shot coming in from Hulkneck. Now,
9 seconds.
DiNG is the one on the edge of the road. There's no reset going to come in because DiNG is blocking all the shots. Andre's going to step up as well. All the capture points here with Senti and Grimek. DiNG are not ready for this. They can't get to the base. They have been completely outplayed by this cap rush. Senti and Grimek with all the capture points, and DiNG, no reaction to that whatsoever. Way too slow.
Well, we already flunked our prognosis for again.
Predictions out the window.
Like 6 in a row for me.
Predictions out the window, but nicely done. Showing that cap rushes can work, but also showing that DiNG, as you said before, you do something different to DiNG when they're not expecting it.
They get
react
confused.
Rubbish for it.
And this is really a dire situation for them again because this is 3-1 for Who Cares now. They're in the same situation where they were with Kazna, and we need to see now will they be able to come back. Ghost Town will be the next map, something they play really well. Not much damage done here, obviously, because they pretty much sacrificed some of the tanks to cap. Good tactics, it's a cheese, but it worked out, so you cannot say who cares. We care because it was nice.
A win's a win at the end of the day. That's something that DiNG will need to... I mean, Yeah, sure. If any other team,
Not everyone plays by your rules. That's how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone now sees that lineup, they're going to say, okay, there's potential a cap tactic. But now you can play with that lineup. You can say, oh, we'll bait them into thinking we're doing a cap rush. So it's something now that's mind games now. I like stuff like this. I like new stuff, always.
Well, Rage Quit was a team that knew how to YOLO before, so this worked really well for them. If they surprise DiNG in only one more game, they will already earn 1 point, which is much more than anyone expected for them. I mean, the match is still far from gone. DiNG will probably go to their cookie jar and dig out some tactics to play against hookers. Yeah, maybe we'll see. But this is not a great situation for them. Again, another favorite team getting pretty much stomped in the start.
Yeah, surprising, because DiNG are the team that you would. I mean, this is got to keep this fair and simple. Who cares are a team that are newly promoted into the Gold Series? DiNG are the guys who came runners up to the World Champions last season. DiNG are by far and away the best European team we have. No disrespect to the other European teams, but DiNG dominated the previous 2 seasons and had a fantastic run for the Grand Finals. This is not the DiNG we expect, but at the same time, this is fantastic to see Who Cares being able to do this to them. Is this going to be a TeamSpeak round, Mojo?
Yes, Ghost Town. Now we are going into attack for DiNG, defense for Who Cares. Type 5, that usually means they're going to keep him on a corner. 0057s for rotation, mouse for anchor. I would say it's something we've seen a couple of times by several teams in defense, but it usually didn't work out because that Type 5 was left alone for too much. DiNG on the other side, 2 mouse, I7 who can be placed in a cap. We saw how I7 can farm from that cap, like brilliant position. And the rest rotational like 57s, 113 for hold down and breakneck for rotation. And they're definitely committing for #1 cap.
Lucky Blast just moving through the town here. Now we're looking over to the viewpoint of DiNG. The blue side attacking, Who Cares, or red side defending. DiNG, black and white camo, Who Cares, red and white camo. Just a little bit of black in there as well.
Yeah, Gremek is going to try and climb up here to counter, but DiNG is already pressuring the cap.
Gremek trying to push over here. Now let's actually listen into DiNG's comms and see how they're going to try and play this one out.
Они уже поджали.
Yes, we can easily fight.
Один походу отсюда стреляет.
Heavy white. What?
Надо же по ним бежать. Не знаю, да, надо ближе к
Или we wait for this
Окей.
Один?
4.
Один, да.
Один. Когда? Когда? Еще ходите?
Не, пока рано.
Поехали.
Поехали.
Heavy.
Танкуйте хэви.
Не бывает. Маус.
Когда хевик?
Минус одна у второго.
Пушивайте здесь.
Поехали.
Бежай вперед. Пушьте нас сейчас.
Фокус с тобой.
Когда
Хэви на мне оба.
Да.
Да, ближе.
Пас. На.
Повзай.
Меня 3. Потом тайп?
Тайп, yes.
Тайп КД.
Пока д был.
Блин, придите ко мне, закройте меня, ёб мать, блин. Тайп от Мауса закройте.
Шок is going for already.
I'm shielding.
Хевик сзади. Маус КД.
Давай, 3 секунды заберу Мауса. 3 секунды. Хорош.
Минус одна у класса.
Попал сзади КД.
Минус 2 гривны.
Проект, тебя будет пулька?
У меня 13 секунд.
Творит.
7 секунд.
Шко доберется, нормально.
Я убью.
Ты викобешь?
Другого хейта.
Бат, go left.
And well, DiNG there on cleanup duty, Mojo. Nice double pincer movement there, also pincer movement there, coming off the cap circle and pushing the mouse at the same time.
This is what I told you on the start. This is a textbook example how you win this map without even a slightest effort. They outpositioned the Who Cares, who suddenly decide he's
Too fat, Shockish. The tank's too fat.
pedal better.
And they want the kill. So it's nice. The mouse can get up over there. It's just going to drive over on top of him and actually get the crush damage, I think.
Come on.
There you go. You can do it, Shockish. Farm me some points. Oh, Shockish! No, Snake, no! Okay, Hulknick saving the day there with the kill at the end. Nicely done by DiNG. Desperately what they needed to come back into this one.
Yeah, but this is what we've seen many times over. Like, they just play some maps better and they come back into the game. This was pretty much stomping ground, but we need to see how will they handle the defense now. They will Rage Quit. Sorry, will Who Cares actually be able to do something about it? Will they be able to surprise them? On Ghost Town, it's really hard. It's one of the maps that DiNG was usually inventing the tactics and making the new plays. Understanding it really well, also focus fire by them is far superior to anyone else's when they meet them. Lucky Blast actually doing the most damage on the map, but it doesn't really matter because in a group fight, DiNG was just overmatching them by far.
Hulknick again coming in there, top 5. He's not one. I mean, this is something we said last year. Got to watch out for him. He's one of the players you don't expect to be necessarily a primary damage dealer, but he always is consistent. He's like Shockish. They're always consistent throughout the season usually.
I saw the brilliant shot of Shockish. That was very consistent.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It was the one every time. Like I think to myself,
It was hard shot. No, I mean the tank was there, so there is a chance to miss it. You know.
yeah, there's always a chance, as you like to say. Always a chance. That's what happens when Shockish asks me for aiming advice.
That's not good.
It's not good.
No, but DiNG coming back into the game, 3-2. Now they will have to switch on defense side here. We said many times before, like defense is actually sometimes even slightly worse on this map.
Yeah, I mean, Ghost Town is a map that usually the attackers kind of dictate the play. I mean, the defenders will set up to try and do something usually to cover the open cap. But the cap in the centre, you generally don't set up immediately to defend that cap because it's so easy to come in from different angles to defend it. So because of that, it's usually always the attackers that are dictating where they are and where the fights are going to happen, rather than defenders, unless you're going hyper-aggressive on defense, which you don't usually see.
This looks like a triple cap on a open cap. The tactic by Who Cares now.
Interesting to see if they're going to go through it or not. We're going to see creeps on the Leopard up in that area. As you're predicting, Mojo, Who Cares making a rush straight for that cap circle. I get the feeling, though, that the DiNG are going to feel that one out. They're going to see it.
The Wild Bunch is strong within them. We will see maybe they can make it come true. Koritz, he'll probably try to break some of the things.
Okay, well, let's find out if they're going to do that, Mojo. Is it just going to be a bait and switch? Is it going to be a rope-a-dope? Or are they going to send the tanks in there? They're holding them off just now.
Why is he... Yeah, he's breaking stuff with HE.
And look at this. Oh, DiNG are so ready for it. If they go for it, they're so ready. They're going to try and push. Is it going to be both at the same time?
It's an interesting mind game also here by Who Cares, who actually didn't bother with the cap.
All of them spotted trying to trade in there. They get a shot into Elaine, but look at this. Andre takes 2 in return. Bad trade already now. They've got 5 tanks lined up there. Lucky Blast to try and go in at the same time. Let's listen into the team speak of Who Cares and see if they're going to fight this one out.
Ile masz paczka?
Oni się będą ładować.
Hewika! 700.
Ja ładuję 20 wika. Jeszcze
Ja to wjeżdżam.
Już jeszcze bułeczki, żebyś miał prosto. Stylujesz bułeczkę.
Ja uciekam tutaj.
Go tam pycha, go tam pycha.
Daj, cofajmy.
Cofamy.
Spokojnie. Gdzie jest breakneck?
Nie, grajmy tu.
Breakneck tu może. Dawaj, dawaj, robimy.
Do przodu.
Do przodu. Ja mam teraz
Ja przyjmuję. 1000.
Neka zajmuje na czas, spokojnie.
Dawaj.
Jesteś taki niki, jesteś zerem, rozumiesz?
Szokisza.
Breknął
Jest
zmieniać.
skończy,
Teraz ten zwykły, nie?
Breknął wydaje 4.
Skończy, ja nie skończę.
Tylko skończę.
Co?
4. Nie kończę.
Co?
Ja Meritoriusowi dam 2, ja dam
Nie.
Meritoriusowi.
Dawaj.
You were kicked from the server.
Okay, so Mojo, that was a very hectic team speak.
This is the cutest team speak I
excitement.
ever heard. This is
can-
like a lot of small
Yeah.
kids playing. And let's go
here's-
do this, let's
here's the
get this,
thing.
let's get this.
We talked about this before. Even if you can't understand the team speak, you can hear the passion in it, and you can hear the excitement there from Who Cares, because they're like, "Hey guys, we're about to go 4-2 up against DiNG." Yeah, like you said, like again, the flexibility of these WZs. They had that fight. They just pushed the fight rather than go for the
This
cap.
is
They
the
had them.
second time today DiNG just got with pants down, man. There is no other way to say it. They're caught with pants down by similar threat on a different map.
Yep.
On a map they're supposed to be masters of, and they just didn't predict any of this. They saw this and they thought as me, okay, they're going for a cap rush. They set up for a cap rush, and this guy's like, hey, we're not going to cap rush, we're just going to kill you.
Yeah, they all grouped up and then pushed over the Death Alley area. Breakneck's going to go down here now. Gremic on the multi-kill. And that's it. GG, who cares? Now taking 4-2 lead against DiNG. All predictions are off. All bets are off for this match.
Might be 5-2, but not for the same team.
They have match point now, and if they can win this is a massive win. Considering each team only plays each other twice, this could be the type of match that saves who cares from being the bottom two this season, for example.
Well, this is a really important match for who cares. Also, people will start taking them super serious after this, no matter even if it ends like this, or if they win in a tiebreaker, or if they just win 5-2, even better for them.
Top 5 damage, all who cares.
They were doing all the shooting, man. Like, come on.
They wrecked all loaders.
Like, DiNG was just getting shot all the time. After they emptied the clips in 57, it's like, oh, shall we go back? Oh, 4? Oh, no, never mind. We're just dead.
Rocky Balboa
We be dead.
leading with the face. Nice pick up there from Who Cares. Fun TeamSpeak as well.
It was the cutest
excitement.
TeamSpeak I ever heard.
The excitement.
I adore it.
Yeah. Good. I mean, the DiNG TeamSpeak was quite entertaining as well. We noticed some choice.
Yeah, but that's like kind of
Russian
expected.
words. Yeah.
But
Cliff,
I like the mixture.
I'm expecting a defense YOLO here.
DiNG is attacking, and who cares is defending. Anything can happen
That's going
here.
to be. I'm telling you, they're going to
I
YOLO
just
it.
hope they're not too anxious about this because
No.
they can win a round with DiNG. But if they play super slow round against DiNG, that can go bad on many ways for them.
They're gonna come out guns blazing, old school, rush for the middle, and just try and win it with a quick.
You think so?
Yep.
You're gonna dye blonde
Because
if
now
you
that
do?
I'm saying that, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to dye my hair blonde. That's like any bet that says that, "God, if you lose, you're going to shave the beard off." Man, no. See, it's just not going to happen. One day, if your Daki can grow a beard, then you understand that you don't just simply shave it off in silly bets. Dyeing your hair, you can re-dye the hair. You can't just shave it off and stick it back on
I didn't
again.
ask you to shave it. I just told you might
I'm
dye
not going to
it.
dye it either. It's not going to happen either. At the end of the day, we still have the dance-off with Daki and Caribari to happen in the LAN finals if Go Hard get first or second.
No, he dyes blonde.
No, he said he would dance with. We have a dance-off with Barry.
Yeah, while he's dyed blonde.
Why he's died one. I was so ready for that. So no, they're not going to rush. This is a very mixed lineup here, actually.
Pashka on Bacha, Halon, IS4, Gremek on Kranwagen. That's not a really aggressive
What do
lineup,
they have?
that's for
What
sure.
do they have set up here? I mean, they're defending, so maybe they're planning to just sit back and let DiNG run into them.
Kranwagen can go more or less only on one spot. Super strange. I never seen a setup like this.
Okay, now DiNG attacking blue side. Who cares? Defending red side. Who cares? Looking to take immediate positioning here.
Two
on
I7s by DiNG.
the center. Halo sitting back in base. Number 1 going up to where, for example, you would see maybe a Scorpion or a TVP going. So he's going up there with the STRV. Good luck trying to spot that one out, although you know where it's going to be. It looks like Who Cares are going immediately to try and get up the backside of the hill here, Mojo.
Yeah, that's why I thought that Gremek will go in that hold-on position on D4 with Kranwagen. That's the only position I can imagine him to play. But IS4 in his back as a solo tank covering him, I'm not so sure about that. Not the best gun. A lot of armor, yes. But if the things get cooked up on the middle, it's not a tank that will be able to help them. Pure Ducking is playing VZ. Okay, that's a normal position for him. A lot of Bachats also on the ledge there to support that effort, because this corner where Pure Ducking is and Lucky Blast, this is the key for their defense. Like, they must really protect it hard so the STRV can do all the work. He's the centerpiece of their defense, and if he is not used well, they're gonna just flunk it badly. Gremek already connected one shot on Mary there in his I7. That's very nice. He probably managed to see a peek of his nose when Mary was doing
Over
the
the
spot.
front, yeah.
So that's a good shot, but still it's just a Kranwagen. Kranwagen has a rather longish reload, and the turret rotation is just absolutely horrible. We'll see how that works for them.
5.66 reload there. It's worth pointing out on Cliff that you very rarely ever see teams doing any kind of cap tactics. Cliff almost always ends up in either running down the clock, which is the most rarest thing, or it's just simply one team killing another
Well,
team.
one cap is just not going to happen, and two cap can happen only in a late stage of the game when almost everyone is dead. so you can effectively do something about it. But even then, it's super risky. We've seen it last time also when there was a game. Opala.
Well, this is not a good trade.
Lucky
This is
Blast.
not a
This
good
is
trade,
like a
Lucky
nonsense
Blast. You
trade.
just got baited into that. You got baited big time as Breakneck was there to help out Senya, and Lucky Blast is the first one dead here.
And we were talking about getting too anxious to play. This was a rookie mistake here. He, as Ryan said, really got baited badly by a light tank, and TVP just came out and used the best of it and even managed to track him and finish him off. This is a huge, huge thing that happened now to Who Cares. DiNG will try everything to seize the day now. They're pretty much on same HP, but there is a tank in a game war.
Red line snipers coming out here now. This is something you can do very slowly. Shock is just going to give Hognick a little bit of a nudge to get him further along there. Still very easy to slide down from here, so Hognick just needs to go back a little bit, get a bit more pace, and then carry on up here. Now this is not something that, I mean, you can do this in any matchup as you get shot to pieces normally, so the terrain is suitable for Batchat, only certain tanks can do it, and it just gives you a bit more vision across into that middle area.
Well, that sounded like you did it million times, Ryan.
Always. I do this every battle. I usually park a mouse up there myself. I don't even have the mouse, what am I talking about? No, I remember somebody doing this when I was casting the game with Daki before. And Daki was explaining how it's one of these ones is easy to people like him and the pro players who do it all the time, but not something that would ever work in randoms.
No, it's not a
Oh, there's
thing
two.
to use for that.
Two
but
buddies. Hey, buddy!
so
Look at how much space that opens up for them to be able to get angles on.
it's going to be interesting to see will Halo actually get spotted and will they have a good enough angle for him. Because he does have a little cover there on base. So only top of his turret will be visible. But if they manage to connect the shots, that will be pretty much a dominant effect here for them.
Karit's now pushing up. They're aiming towards the area where Halu is, but they're actually just aiming slightly, or Shockish is aiming slightly to the left of that area. The minute Karit spots him, like now, they're going to start shooting. So there's one miss, there's two miss.
It's super hard to connect this.
It's just really the turret they're getting. They're going to try and get a side turret shot on.
One connection?
One connection from Halu.
Not worth
Shockish is going to move along. I don't think he can stay up in that area. I could be wrong. He might end up falling down. But if he can carry on down the red line, then that's pretty dank, to be honest. But they know they have that side of the map completely open to them.
There is still a lot of time for them, and they can work on Halo from several angles. This is a really nice one that Shockish found now, but it's still going to be super hard to connect him.
358, unlucky there. But Halu has now lost
Shockish is
gunner.
spotted.
Shockish is spotted. He's going to have to drop down because he has to be careful that there's no crossfire coming in. Gremic potentially could get shots into him, but everyone else on the hill is kind of contained in that area. So at the moment, DiNG still have all their guns available, whereas Who Cares have lost a Batchat 25, which was Lucky Blast up on the hill. Pashkapitska now wants some action here, but doesn't really have any targets. He's lit himself, but can't see anyone back in return.
It's a problem when you're playing against 7 tanks and you are stuck with your 2. So they have effectively 4 guys up there that can do something, and then when you count a TD, you realize they have only 3 guys who can play on the upper side of the map. That's Pure Ducking, Pashka, and Senti, 2 Batchats and a VZ. Not enough to push into the Breakneck Mary and Senya in there.
Number 1 has got himself spotted at the back there. Now Breakneck might start shooting into him as he does. Oh yeah, shots coming in straight away for him. Damage going down. Number 1 down to a 1-shot, 2-2-4. And it's Breakneck picks up the kill for there. So that was the danger. He was up in an area that didn't have any cover for him to go back into. He was up in a very far corner there at A6. Now Senti is going to try and rush down into Senya because Breakneck is now on a reload, so he doesn't have the teammate there to be able to help him out. Although Senya's just going to hold him back here. Now Mary is going to join in the fight at the top of the hill as well. Used his armor from his IS-7 to take a shot, which he connects there into Senti. And Pashka's going to come over as well to try and get shots, but this is not going well for Who Cares at all.
Well, this is definitely not going the way the Who Cares wants. I mean, they picked up the light tank now, but it doesn't really matter. He's not the main damage dealer. They're in reload. They're going to get wiped out. Mary's pushing with his IS-7 over the cliff. That's not a sight you see often. Considering there is no STRV anymore to cover these guys, DiNG can do pretty much whatever they want, and this will bring the match to the closer game, 3-4 or 4-3 for Who Cares. Still on match point, but now they will have to attack on cliff.
And there's the domino effect. Senti now the only tank left. Now, Senya finally falls for his team, so DiNG have only lost a single tank, but he still have a huge amount of HP on the board at 7,000 against, well, nothing now. Off Who Cares, that means it's back to 43. Who Cares, as you said, still on match point, but DiNG starting to bring it back in. We could potentially have our second tiebreaker of the evening.
It's very possible now. They are on a favorite defensive side. Of course, there is still potential for Who Cares to take the game and the match in this next game. They can still surprise DiNG. They've done it twice, but we will see.
Now, important factor, what was the tactic of Who Cares in this round?
None.
But what did I say was going to happen?
I cannot remember.
I said there was going to be a YOLO rush, and because I said there was going to be a YOLO rush, we would see the exact opposite. And well,
I just didn't like the choice of their tanks, like that Ice 4, the Kranwagen, a lot of split-up tanks, a lot of slow tanks that cannot really help each other properly. It just didn't seem right. And look at this, like all the damage was done by DiNG.
Karitz with the assists there, almost 3k assist damage there.
And Lucky Blast,
2K from
dying
himself.
on the top of the hill like that, it really costed them because in the one moment when there was a pressure on Ice 4, they could have done an attack over the hill with all the batchats, but they simply didn't have who it because 2 are not enough. 3 would do the job, but 2, no.
So now DiNG are going to be on the defense. Who Cares are going to be on the attack. Who Cares still with that match point. All they need is a win. Doesn't matter how they get it. So long as they get that win, they will take all 3 points. This is their last opportunity to do so. If DiNG win the next one, then both teams are guaranteed at least a point. Somebody will get an extra
Well, DiNG
one.
knows that every point counts, so they're going to fight until the very last.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for DiNG's situation, I mean, they can't take a clean win. So again, DiNG, the best DiNG can get now is 2 points. So they're going to be kicking themselves for that one, for sure.
And we have a rush setup by Who Cares, couple of visits, batchats, but DiNG is playing super aggressive, probably expecting this.
Super old school away from DiNG, so we've got 6 batchats, then we've got a TVP, because now with the 770 you can have an all tier 10 lineup. I mean, I asked both of you, well, I definitely asked Daki about if you're ever going to see, you know, 7 batchats or 7 of the one tank, but he said you're always going to take something like a TVP just for that additional variety. And DiNG, well, they're grouping together and
they're
going for it.
together team.
They're going to go right down the throat of Who Cares if they can get this fight, and I think it's all going to happen here in the first 3 minutes, Mojo, if these teams clash with each other, although DiNG are going round the back of the big hill. And
This is kind of dangerous sometimes because if you slip here, you can actually fall to the water.
yeah, we've yet to see it happen. I might have just jinxed it. No, okay. Well done, number 1. Okay, so DiNG have taken the higher ground in the wraparound. We've seen this happen once or twice. Actually, it was that DiNG got baited into this by, I think, by Tornado. They were ready for it. Now, the position here of Who Cares is they don't really have any idea that's happened. Breakneck, again, overly aggressive and getting shot at the start.
Funny, he just took a 500 for a pass. That's actually rather cheap. Who Cares cannot effectively really push them now because they will be in a crossfire. But they are attacking, so they have to think of a plan now. Having 4 heavies is really cool when you have a targets and you want to play in a cooldown against them. Nice connection on Senya here from number 1. This is really good position. You can see exactly why, and this is a perfect shot to explain it. Because of this hill will always cover him completely. So unless someone gets control of a completely opposite side where his own team is, you really can't connect him.
I tell you what though, I know that these guys have done this 1,000,001 times. I still would not be like, I would still not want to be the guy that's told to do that, but like, hey, you go up there. It's like, oh God, you know, if I fail, then I can't just say that I got shot at or I got threatened. You know, I fell because I fell.
So DiNG has 2 guys covering the one cap, Korit and Breakneck. That is a big problem now for guys in Who Cares because in one moment they will have to muster up their forces and actually push.
Crete's taking a bit of damage there, having to back
blind
off.
fire. There's blind fire.
This is interesting from both teams really because for DiNG this shows a good example of an aggressive defense. And for Who Cares, this shows a good example of just trying to feel out where the rest of your enemy team or the enemy team is. I mean, Sentinel and Lucky Blast are taking position round over to number 1 base. Trying to
I
flush
don't
out, trying
think
to
they
get
will even
information.
try to cap. I think
No?
they will just try to push and come close to Breakneck and Korit and fire with other tanks on them.
Yeah, try and get information. Lucky Blast going over
This
into
is the thing.
the corner, yeah.
Like the DiNG setup is cool to defend, but if some of them get spotted and shot to pieces like Koritz or Breakneck, they are going to fall as dominants because those butchots don't have the potential to run into VZ tanks and deal with them. VZs reload really fast, they have high alpha. They're the perfect group of tank to deal with a couple of butchots.
Andre is spotted, shots coming out there from Koritz. Koritz has to be careful not to... oh, okay, he's on the other side
He's
of the
on
hill.
a
That
reload
was
now,
very nice.
and these guys need to use this and push. And there we go, Koritz is
Koritz
spotted. He will
spotted.
have to fall down.
Drops down, so now those tanks can advance up. Koritz is going to tell his teammates, hey, I'm spotted, I'm moving. Pure DiNG takes a shot. Looks like Breakneck was above him, but Breakneck is now also on a reload, so DiNG,
But Pure Ducking will go in cooldown now.
having gone over aggressive, if you like, from DiNG in this position, they're giving up a lot of coverage that they do have on base 1 now. DiNG are now kind of stuck, if you like, on the right hand side of the map.
They are very stuck and they might lose it because of that. Look at the HP difference, they're already messing, like 3k. Hulknik is more or less 1.5 shot. A high alpha from this gun can actually do this. 490 plus 25% is doable.
Now, the problem that DiNG have here is they don't have the vision that they would necessarily want to be able to hold this position. They're all grouped up on that hill with their backs to it. Lucky Blast and Pure DiNG of, I mean, if they can get any kind of push on Breakneck or Koritz, then that's going to be really, really a lot of trouble for any kind of resets if they want to do something on base 1.
No, they will put one guy on cooldown between and they need to create a crossfire that will be effective to shoot Koritz if he advances or Breakneck. So that's 3 guys needed from that side and 1 or 2. Pashka, why are you even peeking from that side? That's like nonsense.
You should have known that one, Pashka. You took 2 shots there for nothing. Now, number 1 still holding off here. He was against Senya, who's now moved away completely from that area, and it's just Alien that's keeping him locked down and invisible. So, DiNG know that there's a Batchat there every so often.
DiNG knows exactly where all of them are, but they can't do anything except create crossfire and wait and hope for the best. This is what I don't really like. I don't like this.
Gremic just driving out into the guns of DiNG here. Now, Who Cares needs to be more disciplined with their shots. I mean, look at this from DiNG. They focused out Pashka now. They were shooting at Gremic. Andre's got in front of Gremic, so they just turned and focused attention now onto Andre instead. Who Cares might be losing their second tank here. Break is on a reload. Senya can get shots into Andre. He's got 3 shots going, but no, they get a kill on Break. Lucky Blast getting a kill there. So it says if they can force Koritz out of that situation as well, they might stand a chance to do what they're doing here, but right now they're just under the guns of DiNG, and DiNG are on the reload. As soon as they come off the reload, those tanks down below them are going to be punished.
Koritz is getting heavily pressured on this side here. If he falls, they will have a front they can actually play, but Senya is already covering that position also. So Cap is no viable solution here. It's a fight, but at the moment, DiNG has much better angles. Better angles.
Hulknik now off his reload. Mertorius now off his reload. Shockish now off his reload. Senya gets his shots out into Gremic, and now the other tanks of DiNG start doing their work, start doing damage. There's Pure Daki now being focused out. He's tracked. He's getting shot now by Mertorius. Mertorius getting a kill onto Andre. Pure Daki surviving on 24 health. DiNG still have 6 guns in the game, and they're making them work in their favour. Who Cares just drove into them right now, and they don't have an answer for what's happening to them.
As I said, I really don't like this. This is a desperation choice that Who Cares did. I think they should have made more pressure on Break and on Koritz from the lower part. Maybe climb a Batchat below Breakneck exactly and try to do some damage from there. This just cannot work like this. Like a YOLO push like this is just like hoping for the best. And it just doesn't happen.
More damage there onto number 1, and Lucky Blast also taking shots for Who Cares. Just look at the HP just dropping there. DiNG still sitting steady on 5.2k across the team. Who Cares down to 1.2 as he just loses another tank now. And Senti picking up a kill on Mertorius. A bit too little too late at the moment now, because number 1 is on a 1-shot only 140 health. Pure DiNG is on a 1-shot only 24 health, and Senti only has just over 1,000 health. DiNG in return have 5 tanks, 2 of them with over 1.4k health, so yeah.
So we're gonna watch Murovanka in tiebreaker. I wonder who has the fastest round. Was that round on Ghost Town when DiNG got killed, the fastest one maybe?
No, I think it was, but I mean it's going to be going to Who Cares. It's either the Ghost Town
They won
kill
Himmelsdorf.
everyone, or it's the Himmelsdorf rush. I think the Himmelsdorf rush was the quicker one.
It doesn't matter. Both of
Well,
them are for
both
the
of them are
same
who
team.
cares. Yeah, both the faster rounds went to who cares. So who cares and DiNG both going to come away with a minimum, or sorry, yeah, minimum of 1 point from this. Somebody will get 2 points. It's going to go to tiebreaker. Well fought back by DiNG into tiebreaker, but I mean, who cares? Really could have potentially sent this one to bed earlier.
Both of the teams won so many attacks. Actually, they all have problems with defending.
It's interesting for the other teams watching this as well. It shows something we've talked about before as well. You know, it's you do something different that DiNG's not expecting, they can react really slowly to it. I mean, other times we've seen it where DiNG have reacted perfectly to something. It used to be that okay, you would take one tank off DiNG and they would take 2 tanks right back from you. You know, it was like a strong counter punch. Now it's not quite so. Now it's a bit more methodical for them. But if you throw a spanner in the works, they really don't like it. They really don't like it.
Well, they got surprised 2 times. Okay, first time I can understand, but second time on Ghost Town there was no need for that. There was just too much confusion in their ranks, but they came through and they will earn 1 point minimum, possibly 2.
Number 1 taking down Shockish. Now DiNG have to be careful here. They're defending, but if they're going to lose Hulknick as well, there's only it's less than a minute left. So I mean, everyone's just having to pour in. Karitz is just going to stay hidden at the top of the map. Alien and Senya, well, there's only 2 tanks left to kill them, but I mean, well, there you go.
He doesn't care,
yeah,
man.
I know.
The game is won.
The 2 tanks have still got all the HP left. They can't take them down in 30 seconds, and they're both fully loaded as well. So, I mean, fair play to who cares to get this close. And DiNG, they're just going to drag the clock out down, or actually just get a kill on everyone. But I mean, 17 seconds with left on the clock that they won it on. So. Definitely not as planned, I would say that one.
I thought the game will come closer because I think the Who Cares had some potential to deal with this much better than they chose, but they went for the jaws of a lion and they were bitten. Like, that's about that.
Well played to anyone who predicted a 5-4 win for either of these teams. I'll have some
I
of
would
what,
never suspected
I'll have
it,
some of what
but
you're having, as they say.
I would never suspected
yeah.
it, but I'm actually quite glad because it shows that both Savage Squad and Who Cares will not be the food for the other teams.
Oh, definitely. You cannot underestimate these teams for sure. I mean, Savage Squad against Kazna was nice. And here as well, you're seeing new tactics. You're seeing stuff that people are not ready for, and they're paying the price for it. They're not reacting well to it.
A bit of mixed damage here. Pure ducking was the VZ on the slope below the base. So he was the only one in a position to do the complete shots. Yes, Ducky already said so. So don't worry.
Daki counting his toes there on 1 foot.
Yeah, happy feet. But we're going to watch Muravanka next. It's going to be a tiebreaker match. As we said already, I think it will be almost 100% pick by Who Cares because of those 2 rushes they did.
Yeah.
One on Himmelsdorf, one on Ghost Town when they killed DiNG. I don't think DiNG had any attack even close to that. Let's see, DiNG won Himmelsdorf attack, but that was a slow-paced attack. And they won Ghost Town attack also, but it was also slower game. So I don't think, yeah, Who Cares is showing the side, so we will see very soon.
I want to know who's
up.
choosing a side. Can't you tell me?
You're not relevant.
Ah, who cares?
Really surprising day for us today. The loss of Kazna losing to Savage Squad, no matter the attitude Dani had, was a big surprise to us. I really hope those shoes he made for himself today, he will be able to fill them in the future days.
It's going to come back and bite him in his ass, potentially.
Well, internet never forgets,
yeah.
so there's going to be a lot of that talk later. Who Cares? I definitely didn't expect this. DiNG is always supposed to be a favorite. The guys who are second in the world are getting their asses kicked at the moment.
DiNG's going to be on the attack for this one. Who Cares is going to be on the defense. So Who Cares must have something planned, or they must be confident that they can weather out the attack. I mean, the benefit of being on defense as well is you always have that additional run down the clock factor to be able to help you win. Attackers have to be committed to doing something. So
picking attack on Muravanka is just plain too risky. So I doubt anyone would do it. It's just something you don't do. You can do it on Ghost Town, but on Muravanka, no.
I would do it.
You would do anything?
Well, not anything.
Really?
Yep. I won't
There
do
are
that.
limits?
I won't do that.
Okay.
You know? It's like Meatloaf. Everyone wants to know what Meatloaf wouldn't do for love. It's just you know, it's one of these endless riddles, Mojo.
Well, these boys proved us pretty much wrong in every possible way. They won Savage Squad in the first encounter, 5-4.
Hell yeah! This is. I mean, they've
they
been
already
leading
have
Ding.
another tiebreaker here.
They've been leading Ding pretty much all of this, and they've been letting Ding come back into it. It's not necessarily been Ding fighting their way back into it. It's more of a who cares, letting Ding come back into it. I mean, they're on.
But they were nice to them.
Well, on Cliff, it was sloppy. Like they ran into the guns. It was a bold move. Highly mobile lineup here.
When in doubt, take a lot of visits and batchas. So that's their motto.
We said batcha. Pretty much the lineup there. Yeah, this is going to be fun. Is it going to be over quick?
What tactics are we going to play? The one we don't have for. Like we're just going to go.
Divide, go for it. So, yeah, cap rush.
But DiNG is playing pretty much the same. 3 visas and 4 batchats compared to 4 visas and 3 batchats. It's going to be fun in the middle.
All right, let's get ready for this one because both teams are just going to clash in the same area. DiNG are going for a cap rush. Who cares have smelt this one out. They know what's going to happen. There's 3 tanks in the cap circle. Bit of miscoordination there with DiNG and Hulknet crashing into each other. But nope, they're baiting it. They're saying, hey, the entire team's spoiled. Guys, let's get the hell out of here. Let's get ready for the fight that's about to happen. So here we go. Who cares pushing over the hill? They're looking for shots. There is no one sitting back in DiNG to be able to get these tanks shooting over the hill. Shockish taking the first damage for DiNG. Pure the King taking the damage here on Who Kills. Look at this. The shots coming in trading. Mertorius taking a bit more damage than DiNG. Shockish just having a damage farm at the moment, trying to choose where to hit. Andre's getting focused down right now if they can finish him off. No, Pashkapis goes down first. It's Hugnik that gets the kill on him. DiNG still have 7 guns in the game, but who cares? They've lost 2 guns already. This is all but over at this stage right now. The Batchats are going to come off reload, and that's going to be where the next fight happens. But look at this. Gremic is about to drop already, so who cares? I've lost 4 tanks. DiNG still have 6 guns available to them, and this is done and dusted. DiNG are going to take these points, Mojo.
This is over. The experience actually was on DiNG's side. They managed to pull their ranks together. They managed to win the cliff forward, and they definitely are winning this Murovanka in a gun-blazing fashion here because they are done with tactics. They just went for it.
This is a spanking, to be honest. This is over pretty much within 2 minutes here. Lucky Blast has 646 health. He's tracked. He's going to go down just a second. Meritorious looks like he's going to ram him for a little bit extra more there. Lucky Blast, this is just done. This is over. GG, well played DiNG. Hyper aggressive, which we kind of expect DiNG might do something like this. They wanted to go for the cap rush. Who cares saw it, but when it came to the individual fight, just the shot discipline from DiNG.
I think Koritz actually just read well intentions of Who Cares that they will actually not have a real tactic against them, that they will try to rush again. And he just took this setup to deal with it. He expected attempt of an overmatch. We've seen, I remember Rage Quit games that went exactly like this, when they were trying just to push over on a team and just use that yalla yalla moment. But DiNG reacted well. They left 2 guys in the back, 1 VZ and Ilian on Bachat, I believe, sniping, and Mary on VZ. Everyone else just pushed below the base and pretty much stomped. Who cares? Anyone who was secluded from a team, even a slightest.
Nice, Shockish, nice.
Most of the guys